So for today, I will be going to report about traumatic brain injury. What comes into our mind when we hear traumatic brain injury? What is traumatic brain injury or TBI? Is a non-degenerative, non-congenital insult to the brain from external mechanical force, possibly leading to permanent or temporary impairment of cognitive, physical, and psychosocial function with an associated diminished or altered state of consciousness. So, mao ni example, if naay traumatic brain injury ang tao, naa siya murag red gani nga murag bunog diri sa murag cerebral part nato. These are the symptoms of TBI. Moderate to severe TBI symptoms: slurred speech, profound confusion, seizures, persistent headaches, and coma. If mild TBI symptoms: headaches, dizziness and fatigue, sleeping difficulties, memory and concentration problems, blurred vision. So the first one is slurred speech. Slurred speech is a symptom characterized by poor pronunciation words, mumbling, or a change in speed or rhythm during talking. So the second one is profound confusion. Profound confusion is unable to think clearly or to understand something, not clear and therefore difficult to understand. So the third one is seizure. Seizure is a sudden uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. It can cause changes in your behavior, movements, or feelings, and in levels of consciousness. If you have 2 or more seizures or a tendency to have recurrent seizures, you have an epilepsy. So the fourth one is persistent headache. Persistent means is to continuing or firmly. So persistent headaches are triggered by lifestyle or environmental factors such as stress, changes in weather, caffeine use, or lack of sleep. Because overuse of pain medication can also cause a constant headache. This is called a medication overuse headache or a rebound headache. The fifth cause of severe traumatic injury is coma or comatose. A coma is a deep state of prolonged unconsciousness in which a person cannot be awakened, fails to respond normally to painful stimuli, light or sound, lacks a normal wake-sleep cycle, and does not initiate voluntary actions. For the mild traumatic brain injury symptoms, number 1 is dizziness. Dizziness is a term used to describe a range of sensations such as feeling faint, woozy, weak, or unsteady. Because dizziness that creates the false sense that you or your surroundings are spinning or moving is called vertigo. And also, dizziness is one of the more common reasons adults visit their doctors. So the second one is sleeping difficulties. Sleeping difficulties or insomnia in which you have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep throughout the night. And also sleep insomnia in which you experience abnormal patterns in breathing while you are asleep. And next is memory and concentration problems. Memory and concentration problems is a person with TBI may be unable to focus, pay attention, or to attend to more than one thing at a time. Because since attention skills are considered a building block or a higher level skills, such as memory and reasoning, people with attention or concentration problems often show signs of other cognitive problems as well. The next is blurred vision. So blurred vision is if you have traumatic brain injury, you can get these symptoms, blurred vision. Because blurred vision refers to a lack of sharpness of vision resulting in the inability to see fine detail. And also, blurred vision may result from abnormalities such as nearsighted, farsighted, or astigmatism that can be improved with corrective lens or eyeglasses, or it may signal the presence of eye disease. These are the common causes of traumatic brain injury. These are the common events causing traumatic brain injury include vehicle-related accident, falls, violence, combat injuries, and sports injuries. And also pedestrian and bicycling accidents, and being hit by a blunt or falling object, and assault and battery, and domestic violence and child abuse. So how are patients treated when they have a TBI or traumatic brain injury? Patients with mild injuries may be sent home and follow up with their doctor. More severe injuries require admission to hospital for close monitoring of the patient's neurologic exam. Sometimes with a severe injury, patients require surgery to remove a blood clot or to remove part of the skull to help manage swelling. If there is concern for significant swelling of the brain based on imaging or CT scan, patients may have a monitor placed to help follow the brain pressures so they can be treated if they are too high. If a person does have a TBI, how long does it take to recover from a TBI? The time frame from recovery depends on the severity of the injury. For severe TBI, it can take months to years to know the extent of recovery. This does not mean all the time is spent in the hospital, but time required for skilled care and rehabilitation. And also, patients with severe injuries sometimes require long-term assistance with breathing and feeding tube placed within the stomach. Sometimes an injury is so severe, either large parts of the brain injured or very important structures managed that patients are not able to have a functional recovery. Functional recovery is often defined as a being able to interact with others and ability to care for oneself. How are traumatic brain injuries classified? With mild, severe, and moderate. There are mild, moderate, and severe head injuries. A person sustaining a mild head injury or may not lose consciousness but may experience some symptoms, even days after this injury, which often go untreated. If moderate head injury may be characterized by being unconscious less than 24 hours and may require rehabilitation. Severe head injury survivors usually experience a coma, require rehabilitation, and often need outpatient care and long-term care. How many people with TBI? Traumatic brain injury or TBI is leading cause of death and disability among children and young adults in the United States. Each year, an estimated 1.5 million Americans sustain a TBI as a sequence of these injuries. 2,300 people are hospitalized and survive, 50,000 people die, and 80,000 to 90,000 people experience the onset on long-term disability. Who is higher risk for TBI? Males are approximately 1.5 times as likely as females to sustain a TBI. The second one is the age groups at highest risk for TBI are 0 to 4-year-old, 15 to 19-year-old, and adults age 65 years old and older. Certain military duties increases the risk of sustaining a TBI, and also the African Americans have the highest death rate from TBI. So there are 7 recreational therapy activities for traumatic brain injury patients. What is recreational therapy? Recreational therapy is also known as therapeutic recreation, is designed to engage both mind and body. Unlike traditional therapy, in recreational therapy, patients get to participate in meaningful functional activities they actually enjoy. Because recreational therapy, this not only gives people more motivation to persevere with their therapy, it also stimulates the brain and speeds up recovery. And also, recreational therapy targets involve every aspects of a person's life, including motor skills, cognitive functioning, and social skills. The first one, recreational therapy activities for traumatic brain injury, is kayaking. Kayaking is a great recreational therapy activity for traumatic brain injury patients because, in addition to strengthening your core and arms, you are actually engaging several cognitive skills at once just to paddle around. And the second one is going for a walk. Going for a walk is a nice leisurely walk in the park can give you a chance to unwind. At the same time, the change in environment can stimulate your brain in new ways and promote your recovery. For example, you next time you go for a walk, try to pay close attention to your surroundings. Take note of how many birds you see or how many people you met. This will improve your concentration and memory skills. And the third is making music. Music therapy is clinically proven to stimulate the brain and promote healing. For example, while passively listening to music is also good for your brain, and also to get the most out of music's benefits, you need to be actively engaged with it. And the best way to do that is to make your own music. Try taking music lessons for your favorite instrument or try a new instrument you never thought of before. You don't have to worry about surrounding good. The only thing that matters is that you're engaging your brain and having fun. The fourth one is yoga. Yoga has lots of benefits for traumatic brain injury because the stretching poses can improve balance, strength, and coordination. And the meditation techniques can calm the mind and allow it to heal. For example, a recent study found that TBI patients who are participated in yoga had a significant improvement in balance, endurance, and walking speed, and also reported better sleep and decreased feelings of anxiety and depression. And next is dancing. Dancing, if meditation and stretching aren't really your thing, you could always try dancing. Dancing combines the health benefits of aerobic activity with the cognitive and emotional benefits of music. Make it an especially worthwhile recreational therapy activity for TBI survivors. For example, if you're able to take dance therapy lessons, that's an even better option. Dance therapy can help you regain coordination of your body that you may have lost. Even before your mobility is limited, you can still dance. Just move whatever you can and let the music take control. So the next is painting. Art therapy, especially painting, is a great way for traumatic brain injury patients to activate the right side of their brain. Plus, it strengthens their cognitive abilities. Painting and viewing art also increases blood flow to the brain and gives people a healthy outlet to process their negative feelings. And also, there are some skills that painting improves include memory, problem solving, visual spatial abilities, fine motor control. And last is adaptive sports. Adaptive sports are popular with spinal cord injury patients, but there are lots of sports adapted for brain injury as well. Examples include baseball, tennis, bicycling, and even skiing. These sports provide with chances to socialize and work closely with others. And also, social isolation can have a devastating effect on brain injury recovery. So, it's extremely important to find a community where you will feel welcome. For Many people with TBI, their adaptive sport team is that community. So there are three benefits of recreational therapy activities for traumatic brain injury. One is relieve social isolation. So relieve social isolation is a therapy activities for a relief from the social isolation that is common after brain injury. But because these activities does not usually take place in a clinic, and also they can give you opportunities to improve their social skills and form new friendships with people facing the same challenges. And the second is reduces depression and anxiety. So TBI anxiety disorders are usually triggered by a fear of the unknown. And also, when there is nothing to look forward during the week, anxiety symptoms can worsen. So likewise, a lack of activity and interaction with others also lead to a decline in abilities, which only feeds depression. So, recreational therapy activities for traumatic brain injury addresses the root of both these issues, and also it gives people something enjoyable to look forward to during the week and keeps them active so they don't lose progress in their recovery. And the third one is improves quality of life. So, probably the best benefit of recreational therapy is how it makes patients more independent and engaged with life. So, it's in playing sports, cooking, or just playing a card game. Recreational therapies help you get the skills back to do the things you love again.